What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Divij podcast, man. We got a fucking crazy episode. This is the biggest episode of my podcast I think we've ever done. Bigger than Bryce Hirschberg from Too Hot to Handle. Bigger than fucking Lexi Pantera. No hate. Love all of them. Before we get into the episode, this episode is sponsored by Mellow, the best melatonin on the planet. It's a personal diffuser. Keeps you well rested. It's pesticide-free, drug-free, vegan, plant-based. Packaging's fucking dope. Tastes great. You take it 30 to 60 minutes before bed and puts you right to sleep. Do not inhale it. It's not meant for inhaling. You're just supposed to puff it. But I use it every night, and it's really fucking amazing. So go check out Mellow. KeepMellow.com. Use code DEN, D-E-N, for 20% off your order. And buy the fucking 3-pack, because honestly, the 1-pack, it lasts 30 days, but the 3-pack, you know, it'll last you a couple months. So again, use code DEN, D-E-N, at checkout. KeepMellow.com. Let's get into the fucking podcast. I'm getting straight into it, bro. We got Garrett fucking Morosky in the building. What up, bro?
What's good, baby?
What up, bro? Look, yo, thank you for coming on, bro. This is the most. We've had OG Jared, we've had Josh, we've had the whole gang, but this is the fucking. This is like the Super Bowl of this podcast, right?
Hey, let's go.
So let's go, bro. I'm not wasting any time, bro. You might be the biggest fuckboy in America right now, bro. How does this happen? First of all, how the fuck did you get on this show? Like, why and how?
Oh man, I mean, I think it was back in like September. I just got hit up DMs. I was chilling.
Yeah.
I was traveling a little bit and stuff like that. And someone slid in my DMs and like, hey, you want to do a show? At the time, I was casting for like that Parties in Paradise, which ended up turning out to be Too Hot to Handle.
That's great.
But like I wasn't really taking it serious. So I was like, do an interview and they'd be, oh, we love you. Like, let's set up this time. And I was kind of just like, again, I was traveling. So I was just like, maybe. I don't know if this is good for my career. I don't know if this is a good look. I didn't get a lot of detail on what the show was. Yeah. It was just like, all right, like, you know, it's some untitled dating show. All right, what does that mean? Like, can you give me any details of what network? Like,
right.
Come on.
Right.
And it just kind of carried into, you know, I would do another interview. I would probably push back like 3 or 4 interviews.
Yeah.
And then finally they're like, oh, it's on HBO Max. And I was like, yo, like,
let's run it.
Yeah, because Entourage, Euphoria, like all these shows I was watching, I was like, well, HBO Max is one of those things where, it might not have the biggest, audience right off rip. Yeah. But it was one of those things where it's like everything that they put out, in my opinion,
quality
is of the utmost quality.
For sure.
So that's when I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna take this a little bit more serious. I did another interview, and bro, my interviews were, I was wilding in those,
I wish
bro.
they showed that shit, because they showed Charlie's and they showed a few others, but they should have shown your shit.
They showed a little bit of mine.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it was like I like 2 sums, 3 sums, 4 sums.
They did. I remember.
Yeah, 3 sums, 4 sums, 5 sums.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your girl down better than anyone else. But
you were wilding, bro.
But bro, I'm happy. Like that was probably like the best they could have put on there, opposed to some of the other stuff that I was saying. But yeah, bro. And then it was February 4th. They called me the day after my birthday. Yeah. And I was hungover as shit in Miami. Yeah. And I just got a call and they're like, yo, man, like, you want to be on the show? We're leaving in like a week. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit. All right. What? Yeah. So I just bought all my shit down in Miami and then flew to the Bahamas.
That's great. Cayman. Yeah. So sometimes I forget that I was fucking there too. It's crazy. So we get to the Caymans, bro. It's 24, 23 guys besides you on the airplane. What's going through your mind? Like, do you have a strategy going into the show? Because obviously you fucking killed it. But like, what was your strategy?
I mean, at first, again, like we didn't know what the show was about. So I was like, all right, there's all these dudes. And then we're in quarantine and you just see like 30 dudes on their decks. And you're like, well, there's going to be, you know, more guys than girls. So I'm thinking like going in there, all right, there's going to be like 15 girls. This is going to be kind of like
even split.
Yeah. Like something.
Complete fucking opposite.
Complete opposite. And meanwhile, in quarantine, like I'm talking to Casey the entire time. Mark and Welcome, they're right next to me. So we were scheming a little bit. But again, we had no idea until we got out of quarantine. Yeah. And then that's when it kind of like, you know, it flipped on my, like immediately. I was like, okay. This is kind of what my game plan's gonna be. So I was like, all right, go for the hottest girl first, and then go for the easiest girl too. Who in my head, like, could manipulate to a degree.
Yeah. So did you, when you see, because you're a smart guy, bro. You might be one of the more. Chris is a fucker. He's a snake. I just had him on the podcast.
Fucking rap boy.
Rap boy. But he's strategic. I think you're the most strategic guy that was on the show. Did you know about the girls before you got there? Was it all a surprise to you?
Some things happened in quarantine. So on my flight when I went down there, CJ and Sarah were on our flight. Really? And then there was this other girl who ended up not being on the show who was on our flight.
She was bad.
I didn't even
Starts with
see
a Y,
her.
right? Oh, you didn't see her?
No, she's bad. No.
She was so fucking bad, bro.
Wow.
I don't think not to say Sarah, CJ, and Nakia are not gorgeous, because they are, but if she was on, game over.
Damn. Yeah, see, that was the thing. Like, so I saw those 3 girls and I was like, wait a second. Like, there's a bunch of dudes here, only 3 girls. Maybe the girls are coming on a different flight. Like, maybe there's 15 more like baddies on a different flight.
There's got to be an airplane full of 25 chicks on the way.
So in quarantine, I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a second. I know CJ from LA. Like, she's like really good friends with my ex Liberty. So like, speaking of, CJ actually got us in touch recently, which was
really?
Yeah, which is actually
is this the girl that was on the other reality show?
No, she was on America's Next Top Model.
Gotcha.
But we dated for like 5 years.
Wow.
Had some, hiccups here and there, but
you only fuck around with A1 chicks.
Hey,
you don't settle, bro.
I know Wagyu beef every day. Catch, come on,
let's go.
But so I knew in quarantine that CJ was there, so I like went on CJ's thing, and then I was like trying to figure out like, okay, well maybe who's she following, like etc. Mark Moran somehow out of nowhere was like, yo, I'm pretty sure this blonde girl is down here. So like we would like kind of like creep socials because we had our phones.
You had your phones, yeah.
So then we found out like at least CJ and Sarah were on the show. And like then I was going on my page, and like when I was doing like dumb like quarantine workouts and flexing in the mirror, be like, yeah, what's up today? Like I would go and I'd see my stories, and like I would see Sarah and CJ watching my stories. So then I like slid in DMs and I was like, someone's creeping. ... And then production called me and they're like, you can't have any interaction with the girls.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew like at least the 2 girls were going.
You confirmed it. Yeah. So we see the 3 girls walk out the first day at the pool. We see Sarah, Nakia, and CJ. Did Sarah catch your eye first? Nah. What? CJ. What? Yeah, it was CJ. Yeah. You talked about that.
Yeah, and then I knew her from LA. From before. And like, she, we have mutual friends. She's like dated a couple of my friends. So I was like, all right, well maybe I can try to finesse and like chat with her on the side to see if like maybe we can like run something up, like trying to be sneaky. And that's when I was just like, she's like, you're a bad look for me. I was just like, what? Yeah, she's like, I know your ex-girlfriend. And I was like, oh, she knows Liberty. Like, therefore, I was like, there's no way. Because CJ's all about image, man. Like, if I tried that, like, she'd be like, no, dude. Like, I'd have been kicked off.
You would have been off episode 2, like me, bro. What the fuck? I would have fucking made it to nah, I wouldn't have. That's funny. So, okay. So fucking dumb. So you see Sarah. Obviously, you're being strategic, and you're going for Sarah. Before you saw the girls, was your strategy going into the show purely for the money? Like, was that what you were there for? Was it the bread? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
100%. Because I was going on there, I was like, yo, you think I'm going to fall in love? I literally just broke up with a girl in quarantine. Was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. Bye.
After you flew to the island?
Yeah. So I just dumped this girl over the phone. I was like, all right, yeah, this isn't going to work out. Bye. And that was, shitty of me. That was shitty of me. But
you don't say.
But I mean, what were you saying though about?
I forgot. The money. Like you.
Oh yeah. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, well, I just like got out of something. I knew I didn't want to be in this. It was shitty of me that I didn't let her know like off rip, just based on the fact that it was like I already saw our relationship going downhill in like January. So I should have been like more upfront about it. And again, after the show, I realized, after being on the show, like, dude, just be straight up with people. They don't fucking give a fuck. Just as long as you're honest,
just be
like,
honest.
Exactly.
For sure.
So, when I go on there, I'm like, well, you really think I'm gonna fall in love in like a month and a half? And once it's like, all right, there's fucking 27 dudes and 3 girls. Yeah. 24 off rip, 3 that come in. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you think
impossible?
Yeah. And like, dude, they're hooking up with like my boy, like my roommate. Like, are you kidding me? You think like that's for psychologically for me? I'm just like, well, how can I like really fall in love with someone when like the night before they're hooking up with someone, and then it's just like, dude, you're just all kissing each other in some giant trio. So it's like, so for me, the entire time it was like, all right, yeah, I'm taking the money. Like, there's just no way. So that was kind of like my mindset. But I will say, like, I was catching feelings at one point.
For Sarah.
Don't have your phone. Yeah. Don't have distractions. Yeah. You're sitting there and you're like, okay, I'm in this world. Let me live in this world.
Be present.
Be present. Yeah. And also it's like that thing, like you're like forcing yourself to feel emotions because you want it to be real. Sure. And you like want to connect with the person, because the only way you're going to stay is if you have a real connection.
Yeah. So you're right. It's impossible. It's impossible to fall in love, let alone in fucking like 6 months, like in 2 months on an island when there's 20, it's impossible. So, okay. So you have a plan. You come to this island, you see Sarah, and I think night 1, you grabbed her from, it was like Kevin, Fernando, and a couple other people. You just fucking grabbed her and had a conversation. Do you think from night 1, she was like, I'm locked in with Garrett? Like, did you feel that confident about your relationship with her at the time?
I think once I grabbed her and we went and chatted, down at the beach or whatever in the little VIP club area. Because bro, I don't wait in line, dog.
Nah, you said that multiple times. You don't wait in line?
No.
How do you get into clubs?
Bro, I know people.
Get the plugs.
So I'm just like, yo, if I go to hide, it's like, yo, Frankie, pull up, like, and he'll be like, all right, cool. Just I walk in. Same with work, etc. But yeah, no. After I talked to her originally, I was like, okay, cool. Like, we had a good conversation, but all the dudes are hounding, so people are still like,
still trying to swoop.
Yeah, and Anthony and Colin and a couple other dudes came in mid conversation when I was with Sarah. Literally right as she was like, yeah, well, you're wearing ripped jeans, like you look like a fuckboy. So I didn't really know, and Anthony's like, oh yeah, he a fuckboy. So I'm just like, so I'm chilling. So I didn't know, but it was the date that she asked me the next day.
Yeah.
That I was like, and we went on that date, and that's when I was like, super confident. I was like, bro, this is gonna be super easy.
Yeah, this was the boat date, right?
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna get the first date. I was surprised.
Yeah.
So when she came up to me and was like, hey, like I want to, kick you on the first date. And then after that date, I was like, all right, I got this.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
And that first day, you opened up. Like you got pretty vulnerable the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you then said, in an interview, you said, I might mess up the quote, but it's such a fucking beautiful quote. Like if I could go back and change my yearbook quote, it would be this: I open up to women so that they can open up their legs. Is that how it went?
To me, bro, I swear I don't even remember saying that. I don't even remember saying that. What? God, bro.
You said your interviews, if you just cut them out, piece them together, that could be a fucking TV show. Like, bro, literally.
They were nuts. I'm not gonna lie though, fucking Chris's little rat ass had a he had a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
In his interviews.
He did.
No game outside the show, but in his interviews, bro, that motherfucker went off.
He really did. So early on, speaking of Chris, you had some initial beef with like Matt and Chris because we know they're pests. Like they're pests. It is what it is. Did you see? I'm guessing you didn't see Chris and Matt as a threat, but early on, did you see any of the other guys as a threat to you? Like,
oh man, it's like the same thing when I play basketball, man. Like
no competition.
It's just the same thing. It's just like blinders on. Like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna go out there and be the best that I can be. Yeah, and like that's it. And I know, like, when I perform at like my best, like unless you're like in the NBA, dog, like I'm gonna think I'm Kobe out there, bro.
That's a great mentality, and I want to get into your confidence and your self-awareness because you have a level of confidence and self-awareness that I think a lot of people don't have, and like even me, like I've struggled with it, and I feel like now I'm at a point where I do, but we'll talk about that later. But
it's because you in the gym, bro, shredding up. You're like, yo, I'm looking like a stud now.
I was talking to Chris. I was like, bro, I think I was like probably the fattest guy on the show, dead ass, and it sucks now. Well, it doesn't suck because I've changed it around. We shredded now.
Bro, yeah, you shredded, bro. But I'm saying you definitely not the fattest person, on the show.
What, New Jared? Fucking fatty. No. We love New Jared. Bro, okay, so your relationship with Sarah throughout the show is developing and lots of ups and downs, bro. Like ups, downs, the fucking FaceTime with your ex, bro. How and why did that happen? Like what's going through your mind, bro? That's crazy.
Well, that episode that Matt aired me the fuck out. Fucking Matt the rat. I gotta hand it to him, man. He didn't get that information from me. He got that from someone else. Yeah. And it all stemmed back to OG Jared and Mark Moran. And I talked to OG Jared about this. I was like, bro, you guys really used the right people to fucking air my stuff out. So again,
it was episode 3 where Matt went off. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, bro. 90% of the shit that he said was true.
Yeah.
So
100%.
90% of it's true. Almost all of it. Maybe like 95% of it. But again, how it came out was a little out of context and stuff like that. So when I hear that, like that episode, bro, I left by myself that night. Mm-hmm. And like I didn't go back in a van with everyone else. And I was sitting there like, oh, I'm fucked. Yeah. Like, I was like, oh, this is ass. And like I was like, how am I gonna get out of this? I figured, all right, well, talk my way out of it. But it wasn't until I talked my way out of it. Yeah. And like, gave her the story of what happened. Mm-hmm. I left out a few clue details and downplayed it, which I shouldn't have done. Sure. But then that's when they did the social media scrub and she came back that night. And I'm chilling and she's like, first thing she says after I'm like, all right, cool. I just got through everything. I'm gonna have an amazing night with Sarah. She comes and just plants it on me. Yeah. FaceTime or pack your bags. And I'm just like,
you're probably like, what the fuck? So what? First of all, why didn't you delete your like? Why would you not delete the pictures with your ex on your fucking Instagram? Bro,
I have stuff with my other exes on there too, and I think the biggest thing for me is like when it comes, one, the photos are dope. I don't care what anyone says. They're sick photos. And I would say on top of that, it's one of those things for me, like, why would I delete certain moments in history that meant something to me over your insecurity? Like, I'm not sitting here and telling you, oh, hey, like, go delete this with your ex. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, like, if I'm going to be with someone, like, there has to be a mutual, like, level of respect and trust. Yeah. And I'm not going to be sitting there like, oh, let me go through your phone. Let me check out your DMs. Let me check out your messages. Like, I'm not insecure like that. If you want to go cheat and hook up with someone else and that happens, all right, cool. We're not meant to be.
That's true. I think it's just the fact that the picture was like 2 weeks before you got there, bro.
Yeah, it was my birthday. But the photos that she was going through were Lauren posting stuff while I was on the show to continue. So they were going through stuff and they're like, wait a second. Like, why is this girl still posting? Clout demon.
Clout demon. That's hilarious. So you allowed her to FaceTime your ex. What is that moment like? I've never been through anything like that. That seems very insane.
I think it was one of those things where it was like, all right, is this girl just going to all of a sudden air out all my dirty laundry? Because Lauren has that side to her where it's like, if she wants, bro, like she can go 0 to 100 real quick and turn up. Yeah. So in my head, I was like, all right, well, she's either just going to say what's up or she's going to go crazy. Yeah. And honestly, like in that moment, it's weird because the FaceTime did not go down like that. It was
super chill.
She was super chill. She was like, they made it so dramatic. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, they do that for everything.
Well, your crying made it dramatic too, bro.
Bro, I cried like 7 times on the show and they didn't show any of it.
Really?
Bro, yeah.
Was it real tears? Or
bro, every single time I cried was something that, like it was something that triggered me, that made me feel a certain way. And a lot of times I cried, bro, it was just over the fact that, like, again, like at the Mansplain with Greg, it was one of those things where it's like, I saw this dude be so real up on stage, and also, you know, you're getting intoxicated, you know, maybe some extracurricular activities that were happening in the cottages that made me a little more emotional than I needed to be. But yeah, it was just one of those things where it was like, man, like, it was the first time whenever Greg was on stage and he was just like so honest. Whenever like OG Jared or someone was like, oh yeah, well, Greg said this, this, and this. And he's like, yeah, I did. Yeah. And everyone was like, oh, okay. You're being honest. Right. All right. So that's when I realized, I was like, bro, like, you hurt so many girls in your past by just like ghosting and not just being like, hey, you know what? Like, at the end of the day, like, this isn't working out. Yeah, honesty is the best. Because you don't want to hurt someone, but then you just ultimately end up hurting them
by not in a worse way. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, just letting it all out, honestly, is better than just being like, oh, you know, whatever. I get you. So, we'll get to the Mansplain, but I want to talk about, like, from episode 3, which is when Matt fucking left and aired you out. Obviously, you had the FaceTime with your ex, through till maybe like episode 7 or 8 before the Mansplain. Josh seemed to be kind of like your biggest competition, and obviously your relationship with Sarah was like developing much quicker. The physical attraction was there, the fucking emotional, like, you opened up like super well. Did you see Josh as a threat ever in this like journey?
No,
not
once, man.
It's fair, like, bro. It's fair.
I mean, he was also my roommate, so like we had our own relationship and stuff like that, and like, dude, as Josh always says, bro, chicks choose. So as long as you can put in your best game, at the end of the day, the chick's gonna choose.
And you put in your best game. That's valid.
Yeah, it's like hooping, bro. It's like, what am I gonna do? Like, try to like kick your ankles out when you go put a layup? Like,
no, that's real shit, bro. That's real shit. I had Josh on here. I think he said he did see his. I gotta look back at the episode. I don't remember. But you definitely did come in, like, and you definitely had your best game. There was the competition with you and Josh with the painting with Sarah. I talked to Josh. I thought this was really funny because I think for Sarah, watching her journey, it seemed like she was definitely questioning whether or not you were there for the money throughout the entire thing. And I was like, bro, if you look at the artwork, there's literally $1,000 signs on this fucking artwork. Like, how did she fucking, like, you got to be really kind of like blind to not see that.
I think,
like, what?
I think, you know, again, and why I did that was, again, like, a lot of the times I was on the show, like, was a lot of like subliminal stuff. Yeah. Like, I did a lot of subliminal stuff just so, like, you know, maybe people would pick up on certain things. So like, when I went in that and I was putting all the money up there, like, Like I knew, like, and then Josh commented on it. He's like, when we were there, he's like, bro, all you have is money signs out there. And I was
and she
like,
still chose your fucking art.
Yeah, I was trying to be like Alec Monopoly. That was my excuse. I was like, bro,
you're not bad, bro. You're a pretty good artist, actually. That's funny as fuck. So I mean, did you ever? I don't recall. Did you ever get on the chopping block prior to when you got eliminated?
Dude,
was it multiple times?
I was on the chopping block and they didn't show it. I want to say like from episode 5 on.
They didn't
every
show it?
single time I was on the chopping block. Yeah,
Really?
you remember when Casey got eliminated?
Yeah.
Me, Greg, and Casey all went up there and we all had to say a speech.
Yeah.
And if we didn't, like, and then like Nakia was like, okay, Greg, you're good. Sarah, you're good. I was on my hands and knees begging to Sarah.
What?
With that little sailor hat that Mark gave me.
What?
Yeah, bro. Begging to stay.
What?
Like I delivered some crazy speeches, bro, like on those times.
That's crazy.
And then the only speeches they show that I'm up there is like, yeah, like, I know now you can hang. You jumped in the water. Like, what?
Your speeches were funny, bro. Because look, I've been an actor before, and like I know what it's like to like say things that you're just saying. And you said a lot of shit that was like, it's so obvious that you're just, and it's fucking hilarious. It's great TV, but like if I'm Sarah, like you gotta be really fucking like dumb. No offense to Sarah, I love Sarah,
Yeah.
but like, were your scripts were they real? Like, did you feel like they were coming from the heart, or was it like you were just playing the game?
When I said stuff to her, nah, I mean, it definitely came from the heart. I mean, again, like it's just all how they chopped up those speeches.
Yeah,
like they made,
facts.
like they were not as shitty as they came off. Like it's just like you would see that, like, dude, every single time you go for elimination and you're up there, I was nervous as shit.
Yeah.
Like I literally was like, all right, I'm gonna pee my pants. I made that comment when I was up there at one point, and like they didn't show any of that.
Yeah.
And when we would give our speeches, like, bro, my speeches were probably like 5 to 10 minutes long.
Yeah, but they only
But
showed
they condensed
like 30
it down
seconds.
to like 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, they don't show.
Like
a
there
lot
was
of
one
shit.
that Evans did, and he just kept talking the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Never showed it.
Never
I
showed
was
it.
just like, yo, this dude, all he does is fucking talk. Like,
I'm dead.
yeah, they didn't show any of it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the speeches, I mean, they're kind of off. They're off rip. Like,
Yeah, just off the. But yeah, I feel that. So we get to the mansplain. I kind of just want to get into it now. So we get to the mansplain, and obviously, I'd say you and OG Jared got like roasted the most.
yeah.
Like, what's going through your mind, bro? Because you're sitting there, you're trying to protect your back. You probably got 100K in your mind. Like, you want to fucking win. You're so close, and now all these fucking dudes are just talking shit. Like, what's going through your mind in that situation?
Well, first off, we had a really late night the night before.
Yeah.
So when I was there with the heat and dehydration, I don't know if you knew, but like after when you guys left, I went to the paramedic.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was about to faint. The entire time I was like seeing stars.
It's hot as fuck.
It was so hot, bro.
Yeah, it was.
And I was getting pounded. And I was super dehydrated from raging hard the night before.
Yeah.
So for me, when I was there, I was just like kind of like listening to stuff. And a lot of the stuff, I almost forget what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even really remember what they said. Some of it was the same old stuff.
Yeah. And
then it was like, oh, well, he still has a girlfriend, whether you want to believe it or not. Like, all right, cool. Like, we've already went over this with the FaceTime. What else did they say?
There was a lot of shit, bro.
I don't know, man. Like, was it the fake tits thing? Like, that came up again or whatever.
Bro.
It's like, bro, like, I told Sarah, I was like, yo, I bought someone that I was with fake tits. Like,
What do fake tits cost?
about like 10 racks.
Really?
Yeah, for some good ones. I mean, you can get them about 8K too, depending on who it is. Or
It's
if you
not
know a
bad.
plastic surgeon that like the girl has like followers, like you could definitely, get a good deal on that shit. Hashtag discount code. Fucking discount
Get
code.
your fake titties. Use code Garrett. Garrett 20 for 20% off. That's fucking hilarious. You like fake titties compared to like just
Do I
natural
like fake
titties?
tits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Bro, I love them. I think for me it's like an aesthetic thing.
It's how they look, not how they feel.
And I think I'm a little desensitized when it comes to like just women in general at times. Like it's like that's just kind of like my MO, bro. When I grew up, bro, I was a little horny dude. Like I literally had the
Just
craziest
love.
MILF fetishes, bro. Like yeah, bro. Like Lisa Ann was my jam, bro, as a kid. Like that type of stuff. Yeah, 100%.
For me, bro, fake, like, we've all been in the strip club. Like, I've gotten lap dances previously, and it's just like, they don't feel, it feels like a fucking rubber ball, bro. Like, it doesn't feel natural. Not my shit. So you're a fake tits guy. That's just what you like. right.
Fake tits, nice ass. Like, bro, that's
yeah, for sure.
I need that. I need to get slutty, dude. Like, come on now.
I love how you like tested Sarah. You were like, are you down for things? Like, are you? Yeah, you like tested her. You were like, how do I know you're like down for freaky shit?
Yeah, are you a freak?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Are you a freak? I mean, I'll tell you this much.
Yeah.
When I was on that show and I was just going through the ringer 24/7, I was like, oh man, this is just a constant battle. Like I have to I'm like, 10 steps ahead, 10 steps back.
Behind,
Like literally negative, like -10 every single time. It was constantly that journey. So for me, at one point I was like, all right, let me ask her a bunch of questions because I need to catch up. Because dude, there was literally episodes where she didn't talk to me. Yeah. There was one episode where she did not talk to me. Yeah. And and I just knew that I was in the doghouse. So it was like, okay, cool. Like now I have to like strategize my game plan. And I started like reverse engineering the way I was thinking. And I was like, wait a second. If I'm going to really like this girl and she's going to constantly like, again, I have abandonment issues. So when someone's constantly like throwing me away and like not giving me attention, like I need a lot of validation when I'm in a relationship. Like I'm kind of like that, but like on my own time, like I'm kind of like a giant baby. But when she like wasn't giving me that, I was then like, okay, hold up, let me reverse engineer this. Like, hold on, do I even want to be with this girl? Like, can she hang with my lifestyle if she comes out to LA? Like, again, what is she like in bed? Like, yeah, you can have like an intimate connection with someone. You can, from a mental standpoint, have a great connection. But bro, physical connection for me, huge. If we're not fucking like little porn stars in bed, bro, and we're not getting down, like, bro, sex is a huge part of a relationship. It is. Like, I need to be attracted to that girl. So then I'm sitting here like, wait a second, is this girl even like a freak? Like, what does she say in bed? Like, is she dirty? Like, I like dirty, kinky sex, bro. Like, I'm gonna break your back. What the fuck? I talk dirty as fuck. So it's like, what is it? So that's when I was just like, hold up, can she hang with my lifestyle? Like, am I just gonna go in bed and all of a sudden be like, wait a second, like I slap her in the face while we're fucking and I'm choking her and she's just like, what are you doing? Are you trying to kill me? Like, bro, I like to get down, bro.
Damn. We need to get you a fucking deal with like Adam and Eve or some shit. Like Pornhub, bro.
Yeah, maybe Pornhub, maybe Blue Chew. Like,
that's easy. Shout out to Blue Chew. Bro, that is crazy. So, okay. Wow. So we get to the last episode. I want to really talk about this moment because I feel like the last episode, like I knew what happened and I hadn't seen it and I watched it and my fucking jaw, bro, dropped when you chose money because I knew you were there for the money, but I didn't realize it went down like the way that it went down. So, so how do you feel? Because obviously Sarah, like Josh is the sweetest guy ever, nicest dude. I love Josh. Yeah, we love Josh. And then you choose the money, she gets him out of there. Like, what's going through your mind? Do you have any like remorse for her in that moment? Like, do you feel bad or are you just like, wow, Sarah, like what's going through your head, bro? Because you really shocked the world with that shit. Yeah.
So what was going through my head is I was actually going to do like a 60-40 split with her. That's why I said I'm 60% F-boy and 40% nice guy. I changed from the 80-20. Because even
so
in
nice
episode
of you,
7,
bro, taking 60%.
Yeah.
Not even 50-50.
No, but I was going to say take 60% and take me on a date. Because at the end of the day, like you hooked up with my boy the night before, and then we hooked up, and then now we're at elimination. Yeah. And I'm sitting here in my head, and I hear OG Jared telling some girl he's in love with her. So I'm like, my head's all like, wait a second, like I'm in this experience. Is this shit real at this point? Like, is this dude actually falling in love with this girl?
I think he was.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, if you ask me, fuck, no, he wasn't. But anyway. That's the ultimate like F-boy move. Oh, I don't think I'm falling for you.
He said it early too. He said like episode 2, episode 3.
I'm just staring into your eyes and just talk about our perspectives. No, but I was gonna literally be like, yeah, 60-40. Here's 60,000 for you. Give me your, send me your wire information. I'll send you 60 racks, and how about you take me to South Africa or somewhere that I want to go, and we'll see if this can actually be a serious relationship
outside of the fucking simulation.
Exactly, outside of this little like experience that you're in. So, and I mean, then they dropped the ball on me. And we're like, yeah, let's go into charity. And in my head, I was like, all right, well, can I at least help pick the charity? Like, can I at least go to like some animal foundation?
Did you get to do that?
No, I had no say. I mean, I had a little, like, I've talked to Sarah about it a little bit. And like, she's told me what she's thinking about for the charity and stuff like that. And I think that she was about to pick one thing and she changed it up on something else. So I'm happy where it's going. I think it's going to go to a great cause.
No, that's amazing. That's definitely a good cause.
But yeah, it went down pretty, I mean, it wasn't that. Again, like it's everything like
they
that.
Portrayed it,
bro. Yeah, like I definitely have feelings for Sarah, and like I still do have feelings for Sarah. Like she's a great girl. She's super nice, and I think that it just went down poorly. went down poorly. And it's hard because you're sitting here and you're like, wait a second, like this isn't the reality, but that was the reality there.
Yeah.
So it's like again, she was just in LA and like we kicked it, we chatted for a little bit. I mean, there's still a lot of groundwork to do on that.
For sure. Are you trying to build with Sarah like after this?
I mean, oh man, it's been a roller coaster still, bro.
I bet.
And it's one of those things that it's like, I'm just at such a different point of my life, and I think she is too. And like, you know, when you have like people chirping in your ear, it's just like, yo, how can you, especially with the way that things ended, like how can you? Not so
nice for her.
Yeah, and it's like everything that happens is, I think on her level, is she's just, it's not like, I wouldn't say skittish, but it's like any little thing that is brought to light, it intensifies X amount because she's hearing it from like now, you know, 100 people in her DMs being like this and this. Yeah. And you know, we live in LA, man. Like at the end of the day,
it's
like
brutal out here, bro.
A lot of people, bro, don't want to see two people happy. They really don't. Like people are like, oh, well, like that person's with this person. Like they'll try to like, you know, finesse, jump in, say things to talk you down, to build themselves up. People out here a lot of the times don't want to see you do well. They would rather have you do well, but like still be under them. Facts. And I think, you know, taking all that into consideration, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see where things go. But, you know, I'm at a interesting point in my life where I got so much out of that experience that will help me be a better human, especially when it comes to like, again, my old ways of like being with someone and ghosting someone, or like, you know, what's the word that people always say when like you talk, like you tell someone that like you really like them, gaslighting, like not gaslighting girls and stuff like that, and just being straight up. Like at the end of the day, like, you know, you want to go on a date, you want to go travel together, you know, you want to come over, you need to get off at 2 p.m. I'll be there. I'll dick you down. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, we're not going to be anything serious. Yeah. So I think that's where like my headspace
like
is
being honest with the women. Yeah.
Bro, and it works.
Do you think that was your biggest takeaway from the show? Like just being honest and being
just
direct?
Being straight up. Yeah. Like really just telling people, hey, this is what's up. And dude, you get such a better response from people. Because a lot of people out here, man, like everyone's on their own independent journey of life out here. And I think that's another thing that, you know, it helped me see is that like, you know, you're out here doing you, trying to go get your bag and make a name for yourself. I'm doing the same thing. A lot of other people are too.
Same shit, yeah.
Having a relationship and having someone with you, like unless they're really going to help build with you and like they can manage their own thing and they're mature enough to know at the end of the day, like you're going to go do your thing. I don't need to text you all day. I need to talk to you all day. Like that's what's real. And at the end of the day, like you guys still have that connection and you guys can like share those moments when you have that downtime. But like everyone's on their own journey, bro. And like, I don't think that people like, at least for me, it's like, I don't know, having someone there that's a nuisance and having like, you know, people feeding in on your relationship is just really hard. And I don't think it's worth my time or her time right now.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like you're at a place in your life where you need to be selfish and like really just do you. Like I'm sure you're gonna do fucking more shows, like more business, and women can be fucking distracting. Like it's just, it is what it is, bro. For sure. Do you have any regrets about how you acted on the show or how you played it out? Like if you could go back, would you change anything?
All right. I wish they would have shown me crying more. I wish they would have shown the soft side of me that no one got to see. Yeah. That's one regret that I definitely have from, you know, a viewer standpoint. But some of the ridiculous shit that I said, like...
Said a lot of that ridiculous shit.
Yeah. Opening up my legs.
It's a great quote, bro.
I mean, it was chopped up a little bit. I don't know when I said that, but like, yeah, I said some outlandish stuff, man, that, you know, obviously it'd be like, all right, like that probably wasn't the best look. Like when I came to your birthday party, my dad called me. I hadn't watched the last 2 episodes and he's like, just finished up the show with your mom. I just want to let you know that
we're proud.
No, that was not, he was like, Garrett, not a good look.
Oh, wow, really?
So that's why I was tweaking at your birthday party. I was like, yo, I need to go. Yeah. So I left and was like, I'm not going to the club. I'm going to go back and watch the next 2 episodes to see how bad it was. Yeah. And when I watched it that night, I was like, oh, wow, that's not how it went down at all in my head. Like, oh, my, like, this is ruthless. Like, I look like, bro, I look like savage, like Thanos over here, bro. So that's when I, like, look at my phone and every DM that I got was all the hardcore fans that watched like, from the beginning that were just like, go kill yourself, Like,
What?
yeah, bro. Like, go kill
Really?
yourself. Like, you're a dick. Like, you're a scumbag. You're a piece of shit. So it was like every DM, like hundreds of them, just like, what? And then finally, like maybe like a week later, the people who were watching were like, well, if you watch episode 1, they literally say that all the F-boys came in there choosing money over love.
Yeah.
And like that was the name of the game.
For sure.
The game was to hide your status.
Facts.
See if you get to the end. Yeah, did I develop some feelings during that time? Absolutely. But like again, they lay it out for you from a blueprint throughout the entire thing.
Start.
And every sign during that show, even when we were there, like in episode 7, I was like, they didn't show this speech, but I was like, I'm still 80-20. And
80
yeah. In episode 7, I said that.
Yeah.
And Sarah was like, what? Like, you haven't changed at all? And I was like, what? You want me to lie to you?
Yeah.
Like, and that's when I referred back to the whole Greg thing. It was like, I'm being honest with you. I'm still 80-20. For the right girl, I can change.
Yeah.
Do I feel like we're fully there yet? I don't know. It's hard. This is all confusing. Didn't show any of that shit. But every sign that was there, like, you know, Matt airing me out the Mansplain, Chris, like, all the signs were there.
Yeah. I think the thing that people don't understand, and like having gone through this with you, bro, like, first of all, it's a fucking game. Like, you're there, you're literally there for the money. If I was in your position, I would have done the same thing. I would have been like, nah, Sarah, like, peace, like, I'm gonna take the bread. Second thing is, all the people that know you in real life, like real shit, like everyone I've talked to, everyone I've had on the podcast has only said positive things about you. Like, you're a kind fucking human. You're a good person. If I call you, I'm like, yo, I'm going through this, you'll pick up.
100%.
You know? And I think the whole, like, people hitting you up saying that bullshit about, like, go kill yourself, like, that is so fucking petty. And it's such a reflection on who they are and where they're at. And a lot of times, bro, like, you know this, it's like 15-year-olds in fucking Nebraska in their mom's basement, like, saying that shit. So, fuck all that shit. But no, real shit. Like, people watching this shit, like, he's a fucking good person. Like, the way he played it out is, like, it's a game. And the way that the reality show, like, decided to portray it was out of his control. And I think you played like the best version of you.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, no, real shit.
Thanks, bro.
Got you, bro. Don't grow me like that. Well, I'll take some fake titties though.
Hey.
Not for me, for my girl, because I don't want to pay for them. So you're a pretty like versatile dude. I feel like you have, like I just said, you have a very like kind, good side, but you definitely maybe in relationships have that like F-boy, bad boy, whatever the fuck, like mentality. How do you like balance that?
Oh man, I mean that's been again. If I'm gonna be completely honest right here, which you got to be completely honest. Every single relationship that I was in, besides my last 2 relationships, like growing up, like I cheated on every girl that I was with.
Whoa.
Every girl. My heart was broken in 7th grade, and I went on this thing where I was like,
fuck girls.
Yeah, fuck girls. Like, I'm gonna go hook up with every girl. Like, I'm gonna try to hook up with, like, dude, even like my boys' girls. Like, it was bad, dude. And because I was just like,
wow,
just And then I met a girl who out here, and that changed. I was like, damn, like, first 3 years with her, like, bro, I was so in love with her. But it was constantly with her, like wanting to end the relationship over little dumb things, petty stuff all the time. And again, it was like that constant, like, I'm not getting the validation, and we were always just in a weird place. Some stuff happened in the relationship, and, you know, I just started, you know, not being able to trust her and things like that. And I think after that 5-year relationship, I went through therapy, man. And like, that was probably one of the best things I've ever done. It made me become so much more self-aware.
Real shit.
And then the show, I mean, bro, it was a giant therapy session in its own.
It was.
So, you know, now moving forward, balancing stuff, like, you know, in the past, I haven't always been the best at balancing things because I was always the person who is like, I want what I can't have. Someone's always gonna be hotter. Someone's always gonna have more money.
True.
Someone's always gonna be better. And I went through that thing where it's like, I always wanted nice things. So it was like, all right, the next girl, even when I was with a girl, like, I wanted both. I wanted that power of, like, you know, having a girl who is riding for me, but also being able to go out and, you know, smash other chicks. So, and then, you know, now I've realized after the show, it's like, if I still want, I'm only going to hurt the person that I'm with if I'm trying to do that stuff. So now it's like, why don't you just like get certain things out of your system and not be quick to judge? Like, I've also been having that 5-year relationship and like being with Lauren, and even seeing after like 6 months, it was like, oh no, I don't want to. It was like 5 months. I was like, I don't want to be with this girl anymore. Yeah. It was hard for me in that moment to be like, all right, well, let me tell this girl, like, I don't want to be with her. It was hard for me to do that. And after the show, I realized, nah, just be straight up. Like, I was seeing certain tendencies with her that if I want to be with someone long term, this isn't what I want.
Interesting.
And I was giving her all of the, you know, benefit of the doubt to like maybe like do something, be better. Like, bro, at the end of the day, I want someone who's independent. I want a boss ass bitch who's bad as fuck.
Yeah.
And is a fucking freak in bed. Like, yeah, bro. Like, that's what I want. And someone who's going to also put me in my own place.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want. And I've had so many relationships with different people, and I've picked out certain things that I love from them. And now I'm just combining it all to one and hoping that one day God puts some
You'll
absolute,
fucking find
yeah,
it. Yeah,
exactly. And that's the thing is, like, I've also, because of having abandonment issues, bro, I don't let people in.
Yeah.
And I know you're talking about this with Greg when it came to Nakia, but I'm on a level of like, I don't let people in for a year, friends, etc. Dude, I haven't even let my family fully in on like the stuff that I go through. It's just, for me, it's like a sign of weakness or something. Maybe I need to figure it out, but I've never let anyone fully in because I've had friends and people that have been in my life for whether 10, 15, 20 years, and then all of a sudden do me dirty at a time of weakness. And that's, for me, is hard. So it's hard for me. And again, like, I don't know if you know much about my adoption, but like, you know, I was talking to Nikki about this. Like, my sister found my mom like right before the show.
Really?
And I found out that like I was taken away at birth. So like my mom had me and they took me away, and then they're like, oh, he died. And then I was just put in an orphanage. Because back in the day, like in the early 90s, dude, Russia, I mean, dude, babies, adopting babies out there, huge business.
Yeah.
So I found that out right before the show, and like it makes me realize like, okay, I never had that physical touch. Like my mom never held me, bro. Like never held me, never like nothing. So it's like, I wonder in my head if I could go talk to a specialist, like what would that be like? Because I think of like my animals, like my cats, when I had them with Liberty. Like, bro, that first year of having them, that first 6 months of having them develops their personality so much, and they don't remember that. I didn't remember what I was like when I was a baby. I barely remember when I was like 10, dude. Like, so I'm sitting here and I'm like, them getting that love, that coddling, like that when I was, you know, when I had them, it was like, that was so important. And even from their own mom, like they're taken away at 6 weeks, whatever it may be, and put in a little shelter. Like, it was one same thing. It's like, okay, well, what is that like? And then you have such a crazy bond with your animal, you develop your personality. So for me, like maybe my personality was a little bit more cold.
Because you didn't get that like attention that, not even that you need, or, that everyone needs.
Yeah.
Like, that's real shit, bro.
And that's why I think I seek like extra validation, and I play like games with people in order to see if they're worthy of being in a relationship with me.
Or getting your full vulnerability.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's real shit, man. Because I see you, and I feel that so much. Like, I think it's important, like, as humans, and we're the same as animals, bro. Like, we develop in our first 8 years, and if you don't have that mother, like protection or whatever, like, you don't, it's like a fucking bear in a bear's cub.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't have that, they're gonna take it out in different ways.
Yeah.
So I see that, bro. I know you mentioned your dad. You guys have a strong relationship.
Dude, my dad's my, like,
you rock.
Dude, he is my idol, my superhero, everything. He just had heart surgery like a week or so ago, and I talked to him recently, and he was just like, yeah, like, he literally hit me up the other day and was like, yeah, I'm swimming again, I'm biking again. I'm like, dude, like, chill out. Like, you just had heart surgery. Like, chill. But like, that's his mentality, and like, you know, that's the same way that I am too. Like, even when I broke my leg and like have broken certain things, I'm still trying to go. I'm still trying to compete. Like, so I've definitely gotten that from, you know, both my mom and dad. They're both, my mom messed up her leg and she was still trying to play tennis with like a broken ankle. And it was like, yo, what are you two doing? Like, you guys are like 65 and like 70 years old. That's and bro, crazy. They're still in shape, bro. They're just crushing, bro. It's awesome. Wow. I love them more than anything in the world.
That's amazing. Most people are fucking not doing shit at that age. So that's where you get your competitive kind of like side.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think so, because my cousins were always super competitive, like on my dad's side. So like, you know, every day after school, like I was, you know, out playing backyard sports. I was like the backyard sports king, bro. Like every single time, like I didn't want to study, I didn't want to do any of that stuff. Like I loved playing sports, and I played everything growing up. So I think it's, you know, I double majored in business and math. Math is like a giant puzzle. So it's like you have to ultimately, when you're, you know, trying to, you know, figure out the answer to a proof or theorem, you have to come down to one single answer. So it's like a giant game for me. It's like, okay, how can I finesse this, and this, and like what, you know, obviously you take a bunch of steps, fail, and then finally you understand what it is. So I think that same thing translates to like puzzles and math to like my life in general.
100%. Speaking of math, this is completely random, but on the show, your title was like accredited investor. I know you do a lot of stuff in the crypto space. Yeah. I want to talk about that. How did you get into crypto? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, them putting Bitcoin investor had been like the biggest joke ever. Because I never even said that. At one point I was like, yeah, I'm an accredited investor, but you know, also like as a joke, I was like, I'm a cryptocurrency guru. Like For me, what happened was I came into a good bit of money through a couple of deals that, you know, we put together during, you know, 2020.
Yeah.
Made a good bit of money, invested, you know, some money. And then one of my boys who I invested in his company was like, hey, why don't you put some money into the first thing, Bitcoin? I put money into Bitcoin, you know, about like 2016, 2017.
Wow, really?
But again, I pulled out. I like made like $8,000 and was like, yeah, like I made so much money because at the time that was a lot of money to me.
For sure.
So, and I also lost some money there. But he was like, why don't you put some money in? It was when like, you know, Bitcoin and, you know, it was down probably, I think it was at like 6,000-7,000.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, like let me, you know, toss like 20, 30 grand here, here, and here. So I was putting money in at like 7, 10, 11, 13, 14, 16,
Wow.
like 18, 19, 22, like 40. And it just kept going up.
It's at 50 something.
Exactly. But I was, you know, putting money into Ethereum. I was putting money into all these different cryptocurrencies, Chainlink. I mean, I have my whole roster. But for me, it was one of those things where I was like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Just like when I first invested, you know, a bunch of money into the first company I put money into, I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I guess I need to learn. And I just kept seeing the money go up. Yeah. And I was like, bro, like I've put in maybe like, I don't want to talk numbers, but I've a substantial amount of fucking money. Yeah. So I was like, whoa, like this is lit. And then I was just sitting here and I was like, based off of how I was putting my money in was all off of human behavior. When it comes to like the blockchain and everything like that, like I didn't look at any of that. You know, when it comes to Chainlink, like I didn't look at like, oh, what is it being used for? What is XRP being used for? Tron. I was like, I don't fucking know. Like, what's Pancake Swap? What's Dogelon? Like, I was just like, shit. For me, I was like, it's human behavior. Like at one point when we were down in quarantine, I was sitting there and I was like, okay, JP Morgan Chase is talking about a $2 trillion injection into cryptocurrency. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, bet this is going to rocket.
It's going to go up. Yeah.
So I put, you know, another like 20 G's when I was down in quarantine. And then all of a sudden, a week later, they put out an article saying, nah, we've changed our minds. We're putting it into fintech. I see that when it happens, I pull out 50 G's immediately. Yeah. Shoots down from like 60 to like 40. Yeah. I put that 50 G's back. Tesla comes out with something and it goes back up to like 50.
Investment, yeah.
Exactly. So it was like, wait a second. Like, so it was, everything for me has been human behavior. That's always been how I like kind of live my life. Like I'm very perceptive. Like, you know, even when we were at the house, it was like, I could tell who you were, every single person, like right off rip, and getting to know you for like, you know, 5 to 10 seconds. It was like, all right, I know everything. I'm like, I pick up on the littlest details. I have like, I don't know if it's OCD or what, but like, I understand everything you're wearing, you know, if you brush your teeth, like, dude, like if your nails are clean, everything, like all that shit. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
But again, it's hard for me to take a look in the mirror at myself and understand who I am. I like,
isn't that weird?
It's so weird. I still am like, Garrett, who is Garrett? And then I watch the show and I'm like, am I really that big of a dick? Like,
it's so crazy. Yeah. I think about this all the time, bro. Cause I'll wake up every morning. Like I do this thing where I look in the mirror and I'll like make different faces. Like I'll smile to fucking get myself pumped up, or I'll listen to music and like look in the mirror. And sometimes I'm like, I feel like I know like my friends better than I know myself. Yeah. Maybe it's because we like see them all the time and we don't see ourselves.
Yeah, we don't see ourselves. We don't see our journey of where we want to be. And like we're constantly thinking like, oh, well, maybe this might be a good route or this is your route. But you can look at someone and you're like, oh no, like that person, like for example, Charlie, like he's a model. Like he's going to be good in this. And like he could do this, and this. And that would be best for his career. Yeah. But for yourself, it's like.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird.
So right.
So, you know, when it comes to, you know, cryptocurrency and stuff like that, for me, it was just watching all these articles and watching how people were behaving in the market. And me seeing different patterns going on and like studying different things, like following different, you know, accounts on Instagram so I could get, and again, getting their notifications. So the second something came out, I was rocking. And that's kind of how like I went about my stuff, because you have to think, man, like we're out here in LA, dude, we're 10 steps ahead of people just for being out here. Things don't get introduced into like Pittsburgh, where I'm from, for like 5 to 10 years. Like that's how it is. It's crazy, dude. And that's the same with like FBoy Island as well. Yeah. It's like it's eventually hopefully gonna get introduced into other places. Yeah. By the time you're like, wait, why is it not picking up?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. I think we're all still kind of waiting on our verification. HBO,
HBO, FBoy Island, come on, verify.
Come on.
Yeah. So for me, when it came to that, it was just all human behavior, looking at articles, and like I was seeing how certain things were rocking. So then when the smaller cryptocurrencies came out, like Dogelon and stuff that, it was like, wait a second, the only way I'm gonna make real money on this is if I'm on the ground floor. So I'd get into these different cryptocurrency spaces, these different group chats and stuff like that. And I'd get on the ground floor and I'd be like, all right, cool. Like I'm gonna put 30 G's in here. One of them
observing, watching,
exactly, and that's what happened on one of them. I put 30 G's into something. It shot up to 900,000, bro.
Woo!
And like, yeah, and I was like, oh shit. But then I was like, okay, cool. Like I made a good bit of money. I was about to take out 100,000, and then bro, I lost into ETH scam. And then I was like, wait, what's going on here? I can't swap this money out.
Interesting.
And that happened. It was in MetaMask, bro, and it kept happening. And I was like, wait a second, like I can't take out another 50 G's.
Liquidate?
Bro, I didn't at the time. Like I was so new to MetaMask because it was smaller cryptocurrency. Yeah. So I was like, wait a second. I just took out 100,000. I took out 50,000, like another 20,000, like every day to see if it would come back in my wallet. And bro, it was just gone. I was like emailing ETH scan. I was like, yo, I've lost like almost 200 G's right now, even though it was all profit at the time. Yeah. And at the time, I was like, all right, well, if I still lose 200 G's, there's still 700,000 left. Yeah, yeah. And then, bro, Vitalik or Buren or whatever his name is, the Ethereum guy who wanted to kind of like cut out the shit coins, donated a ton of money to like different charities and stuff like that. Really? And all those, that's when like, you know, what was it? Like Shiba Inu, all those coins crashed. And Doge Alons as well. Like all of them that were in that little market. And that's when I was like, I just lost, you know, all that money.
Fucking money, yeah. I'm like, still holding all the shit coins.
I still have money sitting in those shit coins. Yeah. With my original stuff, but like, bro, like one of them is from 30, it's sitting at like 5.
Yeah, I think I'm just hold, bro.
Well, you have to at this point. I got to figure out how to hold this shit and eventually like go talk to someone who knows how to use MetaMask. Because like I started buying a bunch of coins on MetaMask and every single thing that I put money into on that, skyrocketed and then just plummeted. And I lost stuff out of it. So I don't know what's up with them MetaMask. You guys need to go figure your shit out.
Figure your shit out. How do you feel about NFTs? Because I'm very bullish on NFTs right now.
Oh man, I think that NFTs are smart for a lot of the whales of the industry to put money into different places. It's hard for me to, digital goods is going to be a really big thing. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around a lot of that stuff, but I have to look at this. Kids nowadays, when they come out of the womb, dog, I didn't have a phone till I was 13. So I literally, till my confirmation, maybe I was 12. I don't know. It was 8th grade. I got my first cell phone. I was playing on my dad's Nokia when I was a kid, like playing Snake and stuff like that. That's the only video games I would have, plus like PlayStation and stuff like that. Right. And after an hour of playing PlayStation, my dad would come down and be like, get the fuck up, Garrett. Like, you're lazy. Like, come get dinner. Right. So nowadays bro, they're out the womb, bro, with a big ass iPad. Like, oh, hey, like, bro, it's crazy. So, like, you have to realize a lot of these kids, because their parents are like kind of lazy to a degree, have them in this technology. And therefore, you know, they're already becoming adapted to this metaverse, bro. So then I start to meet up with, you know, some people who are in this kind of like metaverse universe. And it's like very so like Instagram, keeping you, the whole point of Instagram is to keep you engaged and on their platform as long as humanly possible. Yeah. That's why when you do polls, you do all these different things. It's like, oh, I'm keeping them engaged on my story. Therefore, this person must be important or whatever. This person can capture an audience and keep them on our platform so we can sell to them. But most importantly, it's not about selling. It's about understanding how the human psyche works and being able to watch people's moves and then eventually taking that data and creating AI off that. So I think when it comes to like the metaverse and stuff like that, I do think that NFTs are going to be huge in the future because you have these kids, this younger generation that is so equipped to technology at such a young age. And it's like, for me, like I said, going back to sports, I was playing sports my entire life. They're sitting at home on these fucking on their phones, on this different stuff. They're gaining knowledge and stuff like that. Smart but like ass kids. Exactly. But they're losing grasp of this world that we live in. So I personally think that eventually, you know, in the future, I think that NFTs right now are going to be, I think they're a little bit ahead of their time. And I think that eventually they're going to be more standard over the next decade when we start going into the metaverse.
I think so too. Yeah.
And also I'm seeing this, and again, I know I'm ranting right here, but there are certain metaverses like Safecoin, for example, where I can go in and what I should have done is when I had that 900 G's, put that 900 G's into Safecoin, because then I can go on there rather than you losing your money in MetaMask. A lot of the times you lose a lot of money in that. You can take that money that you have and you can buy digital assets in that world. And shout out to Jay on this one. and you actually receive that asset in person. So I could go on there, I could go buy, for example, a Dior jacket. That Dior jacket is sent to me. Dior gets my money from the coin, and that safe is in the safe world now. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So they have those coins. Wow. And that's what I think the future is, for example, is like, hey, okay, let's have a safe, safe fit where you have Fit Plan or something like that. And you can buy your Fit Plan stuff through using SafeCoin, through actual money. You actually get the app on your phone now. Yeah. They keep the coin. Fit Plan gets the money from that coin, because you have to realize cryptocurrency is only going to grow with inflation. It's kind of a deflationary asset.
100%.
So you have to look at it that way. It's like, okay, hold on. How can I keep someone now into this metaverse where it's so crazy, where I think that maybe down the road that you and I will be able to pull up to Miami, pull up at, what's a crazy club in Miami?
Fucking Tootsie's strip club.
Yeah, we could go to what's called 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
And, someone who's at home sitting on their couch who has some safe can be like, all right, cool. Like, I want to buy Div and Garrett a bottle. They buy us a bottle while we're there. We're partying with the bottle that they bought us. And all they're asking in return is either like a shout out, or we'll be so technologically advanced that we'll have like maybe digital avatars where they can like party with us. And they're like kind of there, like experiencing what we're experiencing, whether that be cameras that are there that are all around us. Yeah. But they can like kind of feel the vibes and be at home and be like, yo, what's up?
That's
like,
so crazy.
Yeah, we can like shout them out in that metaverse and be like, yo, appreciate you, bro. Like, really appreciate you. Like, you just made our night that much more epic.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like if Casey wanted to come on this podcast and he was sitting at home in fucking Ohio, but he was right here.
Yeah.
But he was just on his couch with like VR goggles or some shit. That's the fucking future, saying, bro. That is crazy. But speaking of NFTs, bro, I spent like 10 G's this morning on 2 NFTs, and they're just JPEGs.
Yeah.
And people don't get it. Like, I posted one. I bought this thing called a Supduck. Big shout out to Real Supducks and World of Women, best fucking NFT projects ever. Spent like 10K, and I posted it, and people were like, why the fuck did you just spend like 4K on a rubber duck? I was like, because this rubber duck in 3 months is gonna be worth maybe 100K.
Yeah.
Like, you never know. So it's cool that you're into the crypto shit, and I think people need to be a little more open-minded about the crypto. But I want to talk about a couple other things, bro. So
but that all comes down to control. That all comes down to control and seeing where the money goes. And the big dogs, they won't control them.
That's true. We never know what's gonna happen. It could crash and I'll fucking lose 10K, but it's fine. I'll survive. Bro, fucking coming out of this whole back to FBoy Island, this whole FBoy Island experience, where are you at with your dating life? Like, are you looking for a woman? Like, are you just in your bag? Like, where are you at?
I think the biggest thing for me right now is after leaving there, it's like, wait a second. I put a lot on hold. You have to realize, and you know this too, bro, it's been 6 to 7 months since we first got down there in quarantine. Yeah. So I've realized, like, hold up. I've had to rethink about everything that I want to do and what I want to accomplish. And I look at, certain people in the industry and stuff like that who, I idolize. Again, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, what they've done. A lot of these people, Alex Cooper, a lot of these people who are on, Harry Jowsey as well. Ultimately, I want to be someone like Mark Wahlberg in The Rock. I think if right now for me, like, my career is so important to me, and I do not want a distraction. If someone comes in my life, that's amazing. Yeah. But in the meantime, like, bro, like, that's the last thing that's on my mind. I'm hoping that one day, bro, like I said, someone just pops in front of me and I feel this, like, just the love that I would have for, like, my cats. Like, bro, that love to me is real. I feel that. Because, bro, that's the thing is, like, animals aren't going to, like, they only go off what you're doing. If you're giving them love constantly, they're only going to give you love back. Yes. Same thing, like, that's why I want to go to a safari so bad, and why I want to donate to a bunch of animal charities, bro, is because it's one of those things for me where I feel like I could go out in the jungle. Hopefully I don't die, but, like, I want to try to go, like, be friends with a real lion. Because at the end of the day, I'm giving them all my trust and everything like that, and I just have to hope that they don't take one swipe and smack me.
Fucking beat your ass. But that's true, bro. Humans suck, and animals are almost better than humans, bro.
Bro, I love animals, bro.
Yeah. I fucking love cats. We gotta do some charity shit, bro. Yeah. Something with ASPCA.
Bro, 100%. Yeah. That's what, like, I'm trying to do. I mean, Casey and I are actually creating a Gacy Foundation, and we're donating, because of the 100K. Yeah. Nikki actually helped us write up the bio on it, but we're gonna drop it in, probably this week at some point.
No shit.
But yeah, what we want to do is we want to give back probably about like 10 to 20 G's to a couple charities. off rip if we can, you know, accomplish what we want to accomplish.
That's
and on top of that, you know, like going to the Jake Paul fight this weekend, we want to, you know, be able to give people kind of like the experience of, you know, our lives, and have someone who's there, you know, creating YouTube video, creating content, so people can kind of live through it and keep, you know, see like what we're doing. And, you know, again, like what Logan, Jake, and, you know, a lot of these people are doing.
Speaking of Jake, I saw on TMZ, big shouts to Jake, and I'll be at the fight too, which I'm stoked for. I saw on TMZ, bro. You called out Jake Paul. Are you trying to fight JP?
Listen.
You got the hands, bro?
Bro, I got the fucking hands, dog. I'll slump him. Give me 6 to 8 months to fight. I'll slump him. Listen, I idolize everything that Logan and Jake do. Yeah. At the end of the day, where they're at right now is where I want to be at some point. Yeah. Over the next 2 to 3 years, I think that he's from Cleveland. Mm-hmm. I'm from Pittsburgh. Yeah. People in Pittsburgh don't fuck with Cleveland, bro. Yeah. Fuck the Browns. So, and I can't come in there and be like, okay, all cocky and shit like that. If I went in the ring today, bro, it's not even close. I know this is a serious sport, but I know myself and how I train and how competitive I am. You give me 6 to 8 months to train, I'm slumping his ass. Ooh, first round, 2 minutes. And we know why. Jake finishes he nuts too quick.
I want to FaceTime him so bad. He's gonna be like, what the fuck? You honestly might fuck him up, bro, because you're a big guy. How much you weigh? Like 200 pounds?
220.
Yeah, Jake's like
6'3", 220.
60 or 170, maybe 180. Yeah, you got size. I would love to see that shit, bro.
Bro, I'm an athlete, bro.
No, you are. You definitely
born athlete, bro. So you give me that time to work and train on my stuff, like, bro, I'm gonna pick up on it as quick as I pick up on everything else. Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see that fight. I'd pay someone. I'd bet. I don't know who I'd bet on, but I'd bet. I would put out a bunch of YouTube videos so people can see how fast my hands are and shit like that.
Yeah, you should, bro.
But again, bro, just like him trying to fucking, you know, aim for the fucking Pluto at this point. Yeah, I want to go box like Canelo on my dream board. Like, bro, shoot big, bro. At the end of the day, you get in the ring with Canelo, you're getting your ass slumped, bro. So it's the same thing with me, bro. It's exactly what I'm gonna do because, bro, at the end of the day, I want to entertain people, and then I want to take that money and put it to a good cause, and also create my own businesses that can continue to create generational wealth. For sure. Because ultimately, I do want to have a family at some point. Do you? Bro,
I believe it.
It might be a family of animals, but
it's just like 30 cats.
30 cats, bro.
Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad life, bro. I love cats. But I feel you, bro. And it'd be dope to see Jake Paul and you fight, and we'll see how this weekend plays out. It's gonna be a fun weekend in Ohio.
But at the end of the day, like I told you this earlier, is like I don't want like I respect them. Yeah. And you know, I can't come in there and just start talking my fucking mouth off like a dumbass. Like there needs to be a mutual level of respect. Yeah. But bro, I'm still gonna talk shit.
Talk your shit, bro.
I'm gonna be a little troll like his ass. Like that's the thing, when I watch him troll, bro, I'm like, bro, this dude's fucking trolls like crazy. Like, and it's amazing. Works. And I love it, bro. Yeah. And that's the same way that I do my shit. So it's like it's like when you hoop, bro, like you're talking shit to that person when you're playing them. Yes. Like, bro, foot's on the line. Like shit like that. Like
you have to, bro.
Like, you miss a shot, bro. Ooh, you trash, bro. Like good luck. All right, yeah, I'll give you 5 feet. Bet you won't hit it. Like that type of shit, bro. Like,
you get into people's heads, bro. Yeah. He's been like talking shit on Dana White nonstop, and Dana's responding, obviously, because that's what you have to troll. Yeah. We didn't talk about your relationship with Casey, which I think was a big thing on the show, which I want to get back to. We got 5 minutes. We got to keep it short. But why did that friendship like connect? Like, what was it about your relationship with Casey and friendship with Casey that was so valuable or important?
Yeah, I mean, we were in quarantine. He was the first person I saw off the flight, him and Charlie. And I was like, oh, man, look at these scrubs. Like, look at these whack dudes. So I kicked them for a little bit. I was like, yeah, no competition. Within probably like that night, Casey was just, bro, the horniest little fucking kid I've ever met in my entire life. Like, bro, there's like, yeah, I'm probably going to beat it like the next like 30 days. Like just saying ridiculous stuff. Yeah. And he reminded me of my little cousin. And, you know, who's a good dude. Yeah. And just, you know, young. You know, on some type of mission, whatever it may be. And I felt like I could help give him guidance. And I think, you know, Casey and I, like over time, like we just, dude, he was just so funny and we just clicked, bro. Yeah. And I think it's just the same way, like when you're in a relationship with a girl, bro, like you just click. And that's the person that you fuck with. And Casey, bro, like even though he threw me under the bus with the Mansplain, it was fucking Kevin, which is a little rap move. And we had to talk about it. And it's like, you know, he still has to earn my trust back. But at the end of the day, bro, like, I'll let one slide.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you and Casey, like, your dynamic was fucking fire, and obviously you guys call yourself Casey now.
Yeah.
Where do you see that going? Like, would you do a show with Casey? Like, is that what you're trying to get to?
Bro, we're trying. We're in the works right now of a spinoff, bro.
That would be sick.
Yeah. So I mean, we would love a spinoff. I mean, it would be awesome to do a Fuck Girl Island and come back. That would be crazy. I would actually take it serious. I'd go on there and try to find love. And bro, if a girl like played me, bro, at the end of the day, like, pff, yo, baby, you can have. Here's my watch. Here's my bracelets. Take it all, baby. You win. Like, just take everything I own. If I got played, then fuck, bro.
That would be such a good show, bro.
I know, man. But I'd actually go back to actually like find something serious.
Yeah, and actually.
So, you know, I think the biggest thing for me and Casey moving forward is, you know, continuing the bromance and, you know, allowing people in our lives and hopefully getting that spinoff.
I think it'll fucking happen, bro. Speak that shit into existence, man.
Exactly.
For real. So, bro, I mean, obviously, you know, looking at FBoy Island and watching it, you were definitely like, you know, I'd say you were probably the main character on the show, and you definitely like played it really well. You fucking obviously won the whole thing. I think now, speaking of Jake Paul, like, you're gonna see a lot of shit happening for you after, I think, like boxing and reality shows and shit. One question I have for you was, someone like a Harry Jowsey from Too Out to Handle, like, is that someone you would get in the ring with if you had the opportunity?
Oh man, I mean, Harry and I are boys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we have a little bit of beef right now.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. It couldn't be more dumb, dude. It's so petty.
Yeah.
He went on his podcast and like aired out, like, he was like, oh, Garrett has chlamydia of the eyes or whatever, and like aired out dirty laundry, which ended up not being chlamydia of the eyes. But at first I was like, wait a second, what's wrong with my eyes, bro? Yeah. You remember that? They were fucked up.
Both of them. You look like a fucking alien, bro.
Exactly. And then we had like a little bit of beef. We were just at the Smiles party, the dude that you were at, and like this girl that like he was talking to, bro, like she was being super flirty. I didn't really know who she was. I saw her like at a couple parties earlier, and like this girl was just like, dude, eye fucking me like a hawk. And when at that party, me and my boy, who's one of his friends, was there as well.
Yeah.
And like, dude, they were just constantly trying to like be near us, etc. And I don't know, we were like all fucked up trying to have a fun night. Yeah. But like, bro, like nothing happened. We all went to the club that night. Yeah. And this girl sends me a message like, why'd you leave? And I was like, well, I popped to see Alice, and like, you're my boy's girl, and I'm not trying to be like in this thing. But I just wrote back like, bad news. It's like 3 a.m. at this point. I fall asleep. The next day, like, dude, she deletes her fucking message that she sent me. Probably fucking screenshotted what I said at 3 a.m. And then I find out like a week later that like she's talking noise, and like he's like pissed, like thinking that I aired out dirty laundry. And then also on top of that, like her roommate was hooking up with Casey and was like talking mad noise about like just a certain situation. Yeah. And it got in the air, and like, bro, like he was just like, I don't fuck with you. Like, just handle it like a child. It's like, yo, if you have beef, fucking call someone, bro. Like, bro, we're supposed to be boys. Like, all of our friends are friends. Like, we went to Tulum together. Like, you should have enough decency to like hit me up and not act like a little baby about it. Yeah. Which is just ridiculous. But would I fight him, bro?
I'd love to see that shit. You'd fucking rock him, bro.
Duh. But like, would I like, dude? It's just like, bro, I'm Jake Paul.
Jake Paul's I feel that.
Beat that ass.
Harry would have to put on a significant weight if he wants to fight you.
He's a big, he's a big boy, bro. He's like 6'5", 6'6". He's a big boy. But when it comes to like sports, bro, like,
it's different, bro.
It's like, come on the court with me, Div, and fucking Motley and Greg, bro. Like, we'll run. Like, it's just different. Like, he's from New Zealand or Australia or whatever. Like, I think they only play rugby out there or something like that.
I feel that, bro. Nah, you and Jake Paul definitely needs to happen. I'm gonna fucking work on that. Maybe I can make it. Maybe I can help put that shit together. Bro, that's all the time we got, bro. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. If people don't follow you, where can they find you?
Garrett_Morosky on Instagram. I just started a TikTok. I think I just got a shadow ban, but it's the same thing. Garrett Morosky, no underscore. Yeah.
Are you doing fucking dances on there like Greg?
Bro, nah. I can't dance, bro. I'm just gonna try to keep like just funny content and stuff like that. You know, fuckboy for life.
You might be America's biggest fuckboy. That's the title of this episode.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Jake Paul, battle of the fuckboys. Let's go, dog. And Pittsburgh versus Cleveland.
Ooh.
Big rivalry. Big rivalry. I want it in my hometown, too. You just got your fight in your hometown, Cleveland.
Yes.
Let's run it in Pittsburgh, dog.
Jake, what are you going to do, bro? You can take the fight, bro?
PNC Park, bro. You going to take it?
You be a pussy, Jake?
Come on, Jakey.
Jakey, take the fight.
Yo, Tommy Fury's actually one of the cards, bro.
Is he?
Yes, for the fight.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be lit. I want to watch that dude fight.
It's going to be so fun, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to get fucking, it's going to be.
Jakey.
Jakey, take the fight. All right, guys. Make sure you go follow Garrett. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. Go check out Mellow, the best melatonin on the planet. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast. Use code DEN20 for 20% off your order. And make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. And that's all we got. Bye.
Peace.